All right. So we are live, episode 8, Tyler. Episode.
That's
8.
almost 2 months worth.
This has gone on longer than I anticipated.
Yeah, you thought I would drop out.
I thought you would back out pretty quickly, but here we are, episode 8. Some stats from last week. Episode 7, we did the top 5 80s movies. We left a lot off that were really good. Spaceballs. We left off Spies Like Us.
I was disappointed that I forgot about Roadhouse because that would definitely have been on my top 5 list.
I understand.
I mean, Roadhouse was, anyways.
Yeah. So we did top 5 80s movies. Little bit of a weak rant, but that was okay. We got about 30 some views last week. Not terrible, but not great. So please. Subscribe and share.
No, it is terrible.
It is bad.
What's our peak?
Peak week 2, but I think I know why we peaked there, because week 2 I also posted on Reddit, and I haven't done it. I haven't posted on Reddit.
Why don't you do that?
I need to do that. I'm slacking. Up to 29 subscribers. A little bit short of the 1,000 that is needed for Tyler to get a chair. So please, guys, subscribe so Tyler can get a chair. I'm buying him a chair.
Look at this thing.
If
I have back problems, I'm going to sue you one of these days.
No, you're not.
Yeah, and there's video evidence of what I had to sit in. Once the jury sees that, it's over.
It's not going to happen. Anyway, so today we've got a special guest that's going to be telling us a interesting story about a time where he met a famous baseball player. Then we're going to go into a new section. It's Sweet 16 of 90s movies. You know, we did top 5. We're going to try to switch it up now.
There's not enough.
There's not enough. I mean, we came up with so many movies last time that we thought we just switch it up to do a Sweet 16, kind of like a playoff. Stay with us because it's going to be good. And then that's it. No rant today because we want to make sure they're high quality rants. So whenever Tyler's got a good rant, we'll have one.
I guess more people need to make me mad. I've been pretty happy lately. Pretty happy. Lap is pretty awesome. Have you checked this out? Have you checked it out?
Yes, I've used it probably 3 times.
And did you do the whole pickup method where you pull in?
I ordered here.
How good is that?
And I picked it up. It actually
we just
works.
did it again on the way home.
It works well.
It works great. It's like, oh, I see you're there.
The food's terrible.
No.
But
Oh, that's right.
Great.
You hate McDonald's.
McDonald's is
no.
bad.
Their new fresh, never frozen quarter pounders. Look, for a fast food burger, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. Good.
Joe didn't like me mentioning that. They got deals on there too. McDonald's, if you'd like to sponsor us, feel free.
Yeah.
Right? Just hit us up in a comment, private message, whatever.
Sponsor us.
You know, we can put a coupon code out there.
Your ad could be running right down
we
here.
could do a little,
right
enter
there.
Tyler and Joe for, 50 cents off, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? We're happy to sponsor
More than
McDonald's.
happy.
We could be drinking like milkshakes while we're it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's, if you want to do it instead, we're up for that too.
Or both.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We need sponsors, don't we?
Yeah, we
About
will.
time.
That is the goal.
What if we had like you think like Bud Light would sponsor us? They seem to sponsor a lot of stuff.
Depends on our demographic, like how many viewers we have.
No, they're local. They're here in St. Louis area.
We'll see.
I don't really drink Bud Light anymore, but
Okay.
but I would if it were sponsored.
Moving on. So we've got a story this week. A fill-in for Joe's stories, but a special call-in user, Dave McCoy, long-time friend of mine, first-time caller. So Dave,
how much did you pay Dave for this segment?
Nothing.
And how much did you pay him to say he was your friend?
0.
Supposedly.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man? I've got a picture of you up. What's up, man?
All right. Well, thank you for having me on the show. Long time, first time. My name is Dave McCoy. I've been a friend of Joe's for 18 years now, which our friendship can legally buy cigarettes now. That's awesome.
Yep.
So, God, Joe, I met you through our friend Doug, who invited me over to your house. I have no expectation of what's going to happen. Joe's kind of like the Godfather. You get to go down in Joe's basement, which was unbelievable. a pool table that weighed, I think, just shy of a metric ton. Just all these video game consoles. It was awesome. It was a place to be. And honestly, I was really nervous. And like looking back now, I'm like, I can't believe I was nervous. I'm arguably the best looking guy in the group. So there,
probably, yeah.
You know what strikes me about this? I think the audience probably has picked up on this. It sounds like Joe's parents had to bribe kids to come over and be Joe's friend with a bunch of cool stuff.
Pretty much.
It was a pool table and unlimited Tang.
Before the pool table and Tang, it was just Joe in the basement with video games.
My mom running.
And so much leftover spaghetti.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Great time.
Joe could have opened up a Fazoli's. No free ads.
I went to Joe's. I will say, Dave, I was at Joe's parents one time. And this was it was my bachelor trip, right? So about 6 years ago. And there was a weird pressure to spend the night there. And we were like, we just want to go home. Like it's an hour we're an hour from home. Like there was this weird pressure from Joe and his family, lovely people. But there was like, you want to just spend the night? We have like 12,000 rooms in this house. No, we don't want to spend the night. We just want to go home. And you gave me a lot of crap for that.
No, just trying to be nice.
I know, but I didn't know if we would survive that.
That's the worst bachelor party of all time.
Well, that was coming home from the bachelor party.
That was on the way back.
By the way. Yeah, that wasn't the bachelor party. But it sounds like if we would have had Tang, if you would have told us about the Tang and the pool table, maybe that could have been.
Well, and there's also a wall in Joe's basement that all of Joe's brothers and sisters look very similar. So when you go down in this basement, there's no shortage of 150 pictures of them K through 12, where you can't tell which one kid is which. It's remarkable. Good looking family, not dogging them. Joe's obviously a very handsome fella.
Well,
but they all
true statement.
look
Opinions
identical.
vary.
It's amazing.
True statement.
So there you go.
Awesome.
All right, let's hear this. Let's hear this.
We gotta.
Let's hear Dave's story.
Yeah, this story's gonna be great.
Okay, so early June 2010, I'm 24 years old. Okay, medical sales job. And I go down to training in a suburb of Dallas. I believe it's Southlake, okay? And I immediately go into the room for sales training. And not only am I the youngest person there, I also am the only person with no sales experience whatsoever. And I'm a highly competitive person, and I realize, I've got to make a name for myself, and I've got to, prove myself to be, smart and also somewhat gutsy, because I'm in a room of a lot of impressive people, a lot of sales experience, right? So I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. The first day of training was kind of hard because I had never sold anything. So that night, a lot of us were going to a dinner sponsored by another company, and I'm at the hotel bar, and I look out the window, and we already knew that the Texas Rangers had a homestay, and they're playing the Anaheim Angels or California Angels of Los Angeles, whatever they're called. And it's at 5:30 at night, game is at 6:30. Standing in front of the hotel is Sammy Sosa. Okay? Now, at this point, Sosa has been long retired. And this is in the middle of the congressional hearings, after the congressional hearings and everything, Sosa's taking a beating, okay? And growing up closer to St. Louis, I loved Mark McGwire as a kid, and even though I'm a Yankees fan, no judgment, I loved that home run chase. 1998 was the best sports year ever for kids, right? I mean, just guys. So I look and I see Sammy Sosa, and I turn and look at one of the guys who I really liked, and I go, Steve, dude, that is Sammy Sosa standing in front of the hotel right now. And he goes, is it really? I go, look, that is Sosa. He goes, you're right, that is. He goes, let's go get a picture taken with him. And I go, I don't think they like that, But then here I am dude, make a name for yourself. And he's like, come on, we can get this chance again. I go, you know what, you're right. So he walks up to him first, and he goes, hey, Sammy, mind if I get my picture taken with you? And I'm like, I can't believe you called him Sammy. Okay, so he kind of begrudges, yeah, whatever, yeah. So I get their picture taken, I'm taking the picture. So then I walk up, Mr. Polite, and I go, Mr. Sosa, may I please get my picture taken with you? Gets this big smile on his face, definitely, right? He goes, yes, okay. So I put my arm around him, and right before the picture is taken, I said to him, Mr. Sosa, I grew up closer to St. Louis, so I was more of a Cardinals fan. 1998 was the most exciting sports year of my childhood. You and Mark McGwire saved baseball. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. He gets the biggest smile on his face, which like gives me a smile on my face because the guy had been beaten up by the press, rightfully so, for a long period of time up to this point, right? So we smile, we part ways, and I feel like I'm 10 feet tall, right? Like, I'm the coolest guy at training all of a sudden, like high-fiving, let's go. So he starts showing the picture around at this dinner. Some people kind of look at it funny, but for the most part, he was like, that's awesome, right?
Not Sammy.
Well, so we get to the hotel bar afterwards. And I told you already I'm a Yankees fan. Hideki Matsui is on the Angels at this point, and he was just the World Series MVP the year before for the Yankees. I like, Torrey Hunter's on this team. Like there's some big names on these Angels. So I'm like sitting there waiting on somebody to come down to the hotel bar. None of them do. But the equipment manager is at the bar, and I walk up to him at like midnight. I'm like, hey man, did you know Sosa's staying at the hotel last night? And he goes, really? I go, yeah, man, I got my picture taken with him. And I show him the picture, and he starts laughing. He goes, dude, that's not Sammy Sosa. That's Bobby Abreu. So, Joe, I think you have a picture of that.
It's up right now.
And I go, no, man, you got to be kidding me. Like, the game was at 6:30. It's 5:30. He goes, you don't understand. Abreu had an off day today, and his clock was still set on Pacific time. He slept too long and had to take a cab to the game. I'm like,
wait, who's this a picture of?
What an idiot.
Abreu.
I just see a picture
Bobby
of
Abreu.
Maybe I'm behind.
And then
and Abreu, mind you, also played for the Yankees like a season before this too. I think he was on the World Series team also. So I feel like an idiot, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, man, Abreu was cool about it. Like, had it been Sammy Sosa,
You
said,
thought
the
that
nicest
was
thing in
Sammy
the world.
Sosa? That doesn't look anything like Sammy Sosa.
Not even close, especially at this point because Sosa's skin color had dimmed.
Well, I was about to ask. Had Sosa went through his change?
I swear to God, I thought it changed back. That's any rationale I could think of.
Oh, there you got Sammy up here too.
Oh yeah.
Like not even close, right? So, of course, like they're making fun of me, rightfully so, and so like the next day, I'm standing outside over like lunchtime. It's beautiful down there, just trying to get some air, and I see this woman come out of the hotel, and she's very pretty, and I just look at her like, you must be. Last night, I met Bobby Abreu, and I thought it was Sammy Sosa, so I called him Mr. Sosa and thanked him for saving baseball with Mark McGwire in 1998. She goes, oh, you're that guy. And I go, yeah, I'm that guy. She goes, no, you don't understand. That story got around to everybody today. Everybody's been calling him Sammy Sosa. I go to the hotel bar the rest of the week. They have pictures like what you have right now. I can't see it, but like a side-by-side. Like, we can't find Sosa. Have you seen him? Here's pictures in case you get confused next time. So, yeah, that's the time I met Sammy Sosa, fellas.
That's great. I love it.
Thank you.
That's a Dave story if I've ever heard of one.
That's my first Dave story.
Huh?
Well intended.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't know. Like, were you drunk?
I had maybe half a Bud Light.
That doesn't look anything like Sammy Sosa. Like, that's the.
Dude, I wish I could. I thought maybe the curly hair a little bit. Like, at this point, like, I'm glumming onto anything I could find because it's not even close. And again, Abreu was a Yankee, my favorite team for a while, and no, I was way off.
Lordy.
Yeah, so there you go. But I wonder, like, at that point in time, though, again, like, if Abreu's like, I'm not Sammy Sosa, but holy cow, like, he was really nice if I were. Or he didn't understand a word I said, just smiled and went along with it.
That may be more accurate.
Right.
Nice. All right, so that is the fill-in story for Joe's Stories this week, brought to you by Dave McCoy.
Thank you.
All righty. So, we're going to try something new this week.
No, I want to talk to you about something.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
He doesn't even
jump the gun.
like show prep, buddy. I told you this before.
You did.
Hey, I read an article like today, maybe yesterday. Today.
Okay.
And it caught my attention. Do you remember the McDonald's Monopoly game?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, I don't.
Dave, do you know where I'm going with this?
I do know where you're going with this.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, I didn't know this until recently, but the whole McDonald's Monopoly game, there was a guy that turned it into a big scam. He worked for the promotional company in charge of the Monopoly pieces. And he started basically stealing the official instant win pieces and distributing them to, let's say, friends or contacts for cash. And he would apparently, when he would travel all over to like manage these tickets, and there was a female auditor that always had to accompany him. So how he would get them is he would go, like at an airport, he would use the men's restroom where she couldn't go, and he would like open the envelope that was like specially sealed, but he had some of the special seals to reseal it. And so he'd open it and he'd take the ticket and out, and he'd put a bogus, or not a bogus, but like just an anything random ticket in, and he'd seal it back up. And so long story short, the FBI got a tip about this guy, and so they started this huge investigation because they didn't want to just bring him down. They wanted to bring down the entire network. So McDonald's was let in on this. I mean, this went on for like 12 years. I mean, he did this for years. Finally, they figured out who it was, and McDonald's got in on this. And the McDonald's CEO, it's really interesting to me because he had to make an ethical like decision because the FBI came to him and said, "Hey, we've got this going on, but we want you to still run another round of the game." And so he was like, "Well, I don't know if he ended up going for it, but there was a stockholder, like he knowingly knew this. The game was being frauded, and anyways, they end up bringing them all down. But there's like the article I read, there's like video clips of commercials, and like in the commercials are like people that were part of the scam, like, I can't believe I won. And so you hadn't heard of that? Dave had?
I read about it today on Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's really interesting.
Now, Tyler, the question I have for you is how much do you love McDonald's? I mean, like, you have the mobile app. My mobile app is my minivan, by the way. I think it's a dandy mobile app. Yeah. But, like, you love McDonald's. I've never heard someone talk about McDonald's this much since Ronald.
You know what? That is kind of, since who?
Ronald.
Yeah. I would say McDonald's is with recent trends, which is their idea, making a comeback for me. I, for years, would not eat anything McDonald's if it wasn't breakfast, for the most part. I mean, there are exceptions for everything, but if it was a dinner or a lunch thing, Wendy's is be my number one fast food stop. But I will say that I feel like their new quarter pounders are pretty good. I feel like they are, I'm a big proponent of technology. So, I went to a McDonald's, I went to one yesterday too for lunch, and it's one that had been remodeled, and I didn't have to talk to someone and tell them my order. I just ordered on the screen.
That's awesome.
The mobile app. I order on the mobile app. I apply the coupons. I pull up. I tell them what spot I'm in, and they bring it out. Like, Wendy's doesn't have that yet. I'm a big Wendy's fan. Like, I give McDonald's credit. They are trying.
You're cheap.
I am cheap.
How fast do you need McDonald's?
How fast? What do you mean?
Look, I mean, like, the drive-thru is like 2 minutes.
Nah, you have to understand. But here's the thing, Dave. Maybe I'm a little different this. I worked when I was young. I worked in fast food for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And so I'm picky about service quality. So it bothers me to see either incompetent or usually just poorly motivated people working. It bothers me to see that. So maybe I should feel bad that this technology is going to take away jobs, but there are really good people that really care about their job and work hard in fast food, no doubt. But there are probably even more than that, and that's from my experience growing, doing this, that don't care.
Did you ever yell at your brother for buying an iPod?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just reading the live chat, so I'm just,
I didn't yell at him. I was a...
You'll be sorry when the Zune comes out.
I was a big Microsoft fanboy.
Old Zune.
And you can probably tell by the computer I'm using now that has changed a long time ago. In fact, I just had to fix some Windows computers at my in-laws today. I had to do a little work, which I was happy that I was able to do it still. But I'm like, with Macs, you just don't have to worry about this stuff. But anyways, I don't work for Microsoft, so.
I've never heard someone speak with a passion about fast food like
Oh,
that.
he's
Oh,
passionate.
This
yeah.
has blown my mind.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
he's passionate about a lot of things.
I have a strong opinion on just about everything.
and food especially.
Yeah, food. It's all about a value scale for me. Like
God,
Joe
not
Joe
this
sends
again.
me. He sends me pictures. Okay, of look, I'm buying an $80 fillet. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care that you're buying an $80 fillet.
Listen,
I don't care.
Listen,
Okay.
I'll admit this.
I would rather take that money and put it in my kid's college fund and
Oh.
buy a $10 ribeye or sirloin at Texas Roadhouse.
It sounds like you'd rather have $80 worth of fillet of fish.
No, I don't like fish in general.
Okay.
No.
So we were in Vegas last week, and we ate at Gordon Ramsay's steak. It was the most expensive meal I've ever had, and it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I'll be honest. Wasn't great. I've had better steak here in St. Louis at Stony River.
Oh, gosh. Joe took me to Stony River one time. Let me tell you something about Stony River. First of all, anytime you walk into a restaurant and the lights are turned out, that's not adding any ambiance. That's just annoying because you can't see the person you're trying to dine with. Second of all, they used to do really good coupons at Stony River. It was like $20 off. And so my wife and I, when we were still just dating or whatever, we went in there on a date, and we both ate for $20. We didn't buy any wine, and they looked at us like we were the cheapest, poorest people ever. And I'm like, look, and they don't do the coupons
They don't
anymore.
do coupons. I think it's because of you.
It might be.
But Stony River is good. No matter what he says, it's good.
It's okay.
I love dimly lit restaurants because it makes me look that much better. In fact, I took my now wife to her first date was at a baseball game, and it was a night game. And that was on purpose. I just want as much darkness as possible. It evens the odds for me.
That's true, and I think Tyler's brother's agreeing with you because he said good lighting for Tyler's wife. She didn't have to look at you.
Well, she did marry me. Hey, this is bringing up a question. Aren't there some special restaurants that like you eat in complete dark?
Complete darkness, yes. Worst idea ever.
What's preventing someone from like sneaking out?
It's all supervised.
It's all. That's a Seinfeld quote when Kramer's trying to take the do the make your own pizza. I picked up on that. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you.
Alrighty, are we ready for the?
You can't have people shoving their hands in 400-degree ovens.
It's all supervised.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the Sweet 16?
Let's do it. How far into this thing? Oh my gosh. Let's do it.
20 minutes.
All right, that's good.
Sweet 16 of the 90s movies. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, each of us is going to throw out a 90s movie, and we're going to put it on a bracket. And then we will vote who goes, who wins what round. So like number 1 versus number 16, and we all have a say of a vote, and whoever gets the most votes.
We all have a say of vote.
Have a say.
We have a say of vote.
Tyler. All right. So I'll start it off. All right.
How selfish of you. Go ahead.
Well, it is.
No, go ahead.
Listen.
Nope.
You started off
Go ahead.
last week, so it's only right that I start off this week. All right. So, Fight Club.
Oh, I hate Fight Club.
Fight Club.
That's one of the most overrated movies.
I love Fight Club.
Spoiler alert, nobody shoots themselves in the head and survives.
Dave, where do you stand? Where do you stand on Fight Club?
I never saw it because I found out the ending before it was out.
Terrible.
All right,
That being said, even if I had, not even in my top 30.
All right, okay, so I'll move on.
Oh no, my turn. We go around and around.
I'm not putting on the 16 because no one could agree.
Listen, number 1 seed, Shawshank Redemption. Nobody's gonna disagree with that.
Never seen it, but okay.
You've never, Dave.
All right, I saw Shawshank for the first time like 5 years ago, and the only reason I didn't see it as a kid, I was at an age where like there's a kind of an aggressive scene between two gentlemen.
Yeah.
My parents didn't want me to watch. That being said, Joe, go watch Shawshank. What the hell are you doing?
I mean, seriously.
Right.
Seriously.
Shank. All right.
How have you never seen the Shawshank Redemption?
I've never seen Shawshank.
I mean, it is probably, we'll see what comes out with the bracket.
Yep.
It is probably widely considered one of the best movies of all time. Actually, I believe it is number 1 on, was it Rotten Tomatoes or whatever? It's number 1.
All right. So I put Fight Club down on the on the comeback list.
You
But
can put it down on the terrible list.
all right, Dave, what's on your top of your list?
Not even close, by the way. Much better than Shawshank. It's Goodfellas. Goodfellas is the best movie of the '90s, hands down. Not even close.
I've never seen Goodfellas.
What?
The fact, like that.
I think
that statement, like someone who loves McDonald's as much as you, I can understand.
I think I tried to watch that and I couldn't get into it.
Dude, Goodfellas, it's so extremely quotable. The characters, I mean, that cast is insane. It's the best movie of the '90s. It's probably the second best mob movie ever, behind The Godfather. Like, it is hands down the best movie.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Who's in that one?
Who
is that? Danny DeVito,
Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro's in it.
Who's
Pauly Sorvino.
Is Goodfellas the one where Robert De Niro runs the casino, or is that Casino?
That's actually called Casino.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe I need to see Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is, I mean...
Is it violent?
Whole, what's funny? Why am I funny? No, you said it. What, am I a clown here to amuse you? It's the best movie of the night.
All right.
It's great.
All right,
great.
Joe, you're up.
All right, Pulp Fiction.
That's got to be on there somewhere. I don't have any problem with that.
No problem with that.
All right, Tyler.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's good. Uh-oh.
I know, I love Forrest Gump. No doubt about that. I might debate as what the next one I want to say. I'm between two movies. I'm going to go with, I think, not to bring down the mood, but probably the most important movie made in the 90s, Schindler's List.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that.
That's going to be on there.
Well, I mean, if you did, I'd question if you're anti-Semitic, but yeah, it's a great movie.
I'm just trying to throw out movies that I think are good for debate, right? Good to be on there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
Schindler's List.
So it's my turn?
Yep.
Apollo 13.
Yeah, that's got to be on there. My next one, I think, is a candidate, possibly a candidate to win this whole thing.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan.
Good movie.
All right.
I feel like I took this list too seriously, is what I feel like, because I have so many movies on this list. I'm going to go Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's the best Terminator,
right, so
no doubt.
Holds
That's on
up,
there.
too. The special effects hold up.
Yeah, that's on there.
Terminator 2. All right, so it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Maguire.
I mean, I like Jerry Maguire, but I don't know if it's going to make top 16 movies of the 90s. Dave, what do you think? I think it needs to go on the backlog.
There's just so many good movies.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't think Jerry makes the cut.
Can I throw out another one since...
Yeah, you can. You can try.
All right. Silence of the Lambs. Are you
Had
serious?
it in my top 5.
Are you serious?
Okay, Dave's got his top 5. That's fine. You can then put down Jurassic Park.
How many rounds are we doing before we make this bracket, by the way?
We're top 16 movies of the 90s that we're in consensus.
We're at number 10 right now. So number 10 is, what did you say?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
I mean, come on.
All right, we need a comedy in this. I'm going to go with Tommy Boy. Best comedy of the 90s.
I like Tommy Boy.
Okay.
It's going up against a really hard one. That's what. All right.
Like, I like Dazed and Confused, right? That's one of my favorite movies of the 90s, but it doesn't make a top movies.
Is it your turn to throw one
out?
No,
I'm just saying it doesn't.
Not.
I'm just saying that you have to understand the context, right? It's not movies you like. It's the best movies of the 90s.
No, I agree, but it's the best comedy.
No, I'm not. That wasn't an argument with Tommy Boy. That's to try to get Joe from putting down something else. Like, what was that last one? What was that thing you put down?
I said Fight Club and Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, you got to get. Yeah. So look, to your defense, I don't like Fight Club, but there's a lot of people who would say it's on this list. Jerry Maguire, I don't think it makes the cut. Continue.
I don't think so either.
Matrix.
I think The Matrix is probably on there.
All right, so we are now at number 12 was The Matrix. All right.
Good Will Hunting. I mean, come on. That's pretty obvious.
Do you like these apples? Good Will.
Man.
Number 14.
Oh, man.
See, we should have done a 32.
Listen.
I almost wish we would go out to 32.
I know.
There's so many here that I don't want to leave.
I know. That's the problem. I know. Let's just do this, Dave. We'll fill out the 16, and then we'll talk. We'll each get to say the rest of the ones we think, and we'll see if one gets bumped.
Yeah, we'll bump.
Let's just do that.
We'll bump.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That's got to be there. Got to be there.
Tough competition, though.
It's got to be there.
All right, so we are at number 15. I'm looking at my list. Okay, so Happy Gilmore?
I don't. I mean,
No?
well, let's read through. What else you got? Just read through them. We're down to that far. I
Yeah.
mean, I think Independence Day is going to be on there.
Independence Day. I'm good.
I think it's got to be there.
Oh my God! Like, guys, if you're gonna, I mean, all right, Independence Day, so hacky.
You don't
So
like
hacky.
Independence Day?
Uh-oh.
It gets reran. So
Uh-oh.
okay. Well, all right, I like Independence Day.
No, I like it, but then like,
Like Braveheart. People would say Braveheart.
don't you spit that alien S at me? Are you serious?
Oh my
They
gosh.
took Vivica A.
Oh,
Fox and
oh.
made her a stripper. Like, come on.
Okay, you were talking comedy. Dave thought we need comedies. This, I'm gonna say this is the best comedy of the '90s and a cult classic and still good today.
It's Clerks?
The Sandlot.
Sandlot's good.
Sandlot's great.
Okay.
Sandlot.
I'll put the Sandlot down.
Sandlot. Are we getting any suggestions on the old
We
line
are.
here?
They're not really good.
Castaway.
7. I like
Yeah,
7.
7 is
All right,
one that
let
I
me-
was iffy on.
Let me throw out one, and then can I just list a few?
Give your list. Let's hear them.
Let's hear the list.
All right, so I want to throw Braveheart out there,
Yeah.
but like Usual Suspects, Sixth Sense,
Hmm.
Groundhog Day. Hell, you could throw Pretty Woman on that, and I can't believe I'm man card. But
No, that's fine.
Like I think I said Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men might be the most rewatchable movie other
Yeah,
than Die
it's
Hard
good.
I've ever seen.
All right. So I'm low. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Give up the recording later today. Okay. So
Yeah,
so
that's not
far
good.
we've got Shawshank, Lion King, Terminator 2, Silence of the Lambs, Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting, Schindler's List, Matrix, Pulp Fiction, Tombstone, Apollo 13, Tommy Boy, Goodfellas, Sandlot, Saving Private Ryan, and Jurassic Park.
If I were going to bump one from that list, it would be Tommy Boy. I
So,
just don't think it holds the weight of some. I like Tommy
Do you
Boy.
wanna-
I like Tommy Boy.
do you want
But
to
read the waiting list ones now.
Fight Club, Jerry Maguire, Braveheart?
I mean, you'd have to put Braveheart over Tommy Boy, right? I mean,
Here's why. I mean, like Braveheart's the more epic movie. We have a lot of movies on that are epic. Let me fight for Tommy Boy real quick.
Fight.
It's not only just a funny movie. It's Middle America, man. It's a guy fighting for his dad's business that closed. That is the Midwest, and there's something that's so special about that. It's like whenever you watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and at the end you realize it's just a guy like with no family, just trying to be loved around Thanksgiving. It's Tommy Boy like saving his dad's business.
By the way,
that is awesome.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. What year was that? Because we didn't talk about that in the '80s. Was that '80s?
That was definitely 80s.
Gosh,
and
that's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, like that's iconic, and that's I mean, like
When he
just
goes
the
to
fight-
rent the car.
There's a realness to Tommy Boy
There is.
that is awesome.
Is it better than like Austin Powers?
I don't think either
Wayne's
one of them is going
World.
to win this, so let's just go with what we got.
Go with what we got.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, I've got them ranked based on how we shot them out. So,
All right.
Shawshank versus Lion King.
Shawshank.
I'm going to say Shawshank.
I hate to see Lion King go that early, but it's got to be Shawshank.
Shawshank moves on.
By the way, you can't vote. You didn't even see it, but it is the best. Go ahead.
Terminator 2 versus Silence of the Lambs.
I would go Terminator.
Oh man, that's actually really tough. Anthony Hopkins is so good. So is Jodie Foster. But Terminator 2.
All right. I don't even have to vote. Terminator.
I'll let Dave vote.
2.
We'll alternate who votes first, me or Dave. Go ahead.
All right. Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting. Dave?
Forrest Gump.
Man, I really like Good Will Hunting, but I can't argue with Forrest Gump. It's
Forrest
so
Gump.
different and creative.
All right. Schindler's List versus The Matrix. Tyler?
This may be bad. I've never sat and watched Schindler's List all the way through, so I'm going with The Matrix.
Watch Schindler's List. I'm going to go Schindler's List.
Schindler's. All right. Pulp Fiction versus Tombstone. Dave.
It is my pick. I have to say Tombstone.
I'm going to say Pulp Fiction. Tyler. Tiebreaker.
Tombstone.
Tombstone moves on.
Wow, I think that's an upset, and I love it.
Listen,
It is an upset.
I'm your Huckleberry. I mean, it's enough.
Mike Beeman will like that pick, right, Mike?
I
Or
made
Mike,
that
Dave?
pick specifically for Mike, actually, so there you go.
All right. Apollo 13 versus Tommy Boy.
Those are probably two of the weakest ones on this list.
I'm going to have to say Apollo 13.
Dave,
Tommy Boy.
Apollo 13.
All right.
Oh, that hurt me bad. Tyler, that hurt, and I'm a guest. That really hurt.
All right. Goodfellas versus Sandlot. Tyler.
Sandlot.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
This one sucks because, like, The Sandlot was so good. Goodfellas is the best movie of the 90s. Goodfellas.
All right. I'm going to go Goodfellas. Goodfellas moves on. All right. Saving Private Ryan versus Jurassic Park.
Saving Private Ryan.
Dave.
I know it's the greatest generation and all, but I'm going to go Jurassic Park.
Saving Private Ryan.
So now that you've said that, I do want to say something about Jurassic Park that I hope people realize. Like, it changed special effects for movies.
It's
Like,
pretty good.
I remember seeing, I don't know if it was a documentary or something one time where people were talking about when, like, filmmakers that didn't do Jurassic Park, when that movie came out, they were just blown away by the special effects in that movie. Like, it changed the industry as far as that goes. By the way, how did we not have Titanic on this list?
It was on
Because
mine.
Titanic sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell me what happens.
Hey, by the way, I do find it funny that in Jurassic Park, Newman ruins everything.
I know. Newman is...
There you go.
Newman.
Another
Newman.
Seinfeld reference.
All right, we're down to the Elite Eight. Shawshank versus Terminator 2. I think it's to Dave.
My heart or my brain. Shawshank.
Okay, don't even have to. Shawshank.
If this gets down to Shawshank and Goodfellas, and you haven't seen Shawshank, so you vote Goodfellas, I'm going to be really upset.
Forrest Gump versus Schindler's List. It's to Dave.
Oh my God! What a Sophie's choice this is. My God. I mean, okay. Here's what I'm basing this on. This needs a caveat. Schindler's List is not rewatchable. I've seen it once and it stuck with me as it should. I've just seen it so many times. It's got to be Forrest Gump, and I hate to say that.
Gump.
All right, Forrest Gump moves on. Tombstone versus Apollo 13. I'm going to say Tombstone. Tyler?
Tombstone.
Tombstone moves on.
Yeah.
Tombstone all day.
You know what? I would have thought I liked Apollo 13 more than that, but when you put it up against some of these other ones.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It really...
Great cast, too. You talk about an all-time cast. That's an
Yeah,
all-time
great.
cast.
You're right. Great cast.
Good.
But Tombstone's a good cast, too.
It
Unbelievable.
is, yes.
Yeah.
They're all great.
Goodfellas versus Saving Private Ryan to Tyler.
Saving Private Ryan. I mean, come on. Saving Private Ryan.
Dude,
Dave?
It's freaking good, fellas.
It's Saving Private Ryan. The men... I mean, if you...
Goodfellas.
That first scene, what those men went through...
That first scene whenever they have to kill the guy in the trunk of a car. I mean, it's Goodfellas.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
All right, we got the final four, guys. It's getting serious.
Final
This final four.
Wait, Joe, did you just take Saving Private Ryan?
No, I said Goodfellas.
Okay, I didn't want to have to say anything bad about The Basement. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
All right. Shawshank versus Forrest Gump to Tyler.
Shawshank.
Closer than Tyler gives it credit for. Shawshank is a better movie.
All right. That moves on to the final. Shawshank.
Here we go.
I know. I could see it coming. It's gonna happen. I know, Joe. This is gonna happen.
All right. Tombstone versus Goodfellas, and that's to Dave.
Tombstone. Oh, well, I know what he's picking.
Two of my picks in the final four. I feel like I'm SEC football right now. I'm gonna take Goodfellas.
Roll Tide. All right. I'm going to say Oh man. Yeah, it's gotta be Goodfellas.
I've never heard you once talk about Goodfellas as a movie and liking it.
I do like it. It was funny.
Never heard you.
And it was good.
Never heard you talk about it.
Well,
All
guys,
right, listen. You're the tiebreaker. I'm picking Shawshank. We know Dave's gonna pick Goodfellas, right, Dave? This is
Karen, come on, that's all we had. We needed that. We had to get it to get out. It's good, fellas.
all right. So,
and let's, for the record, have you seen both of these movies?
I have seen Goodfellas. Yes, I have not seen.
Okay,
Shawshank.
so we're gonna have invalid results.
What is this, 1961, Roger Maris versus Ruth?
Yeah.
Is this an asterisk?
There's gonna be an asterisk.
Listen.
Go ahead.
And I will admit I haven't seen Shawshank, and so I'm going to base it based on, obviously, I've seen Goodfellas. I'm going to go with Goodfellas.
All right, put it on a poll. You pull this out.
We do need a
We'll
poll.
share it on
That's a
Facebook.
good
Pull
idea.
it out.
All right, I'll try to find a way to put a poll up, but Goodfellas wins.
I mean, I thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I hate getting pats on the back. Actually, I love it, but thank you.
Some of the other movies that I had that we didn't talk about: Dumb and Dumber, Hackers, Hook, American History X, Wayne's World, Face Off, Swingers,
Face Off. Oh my God.
Total Recall,
My hatred for Nick Cage. I'm sorry.
The Truman Show, Office Space,
Ooh, good one.
Clerks. So those are some of the ones that didn't make the list, but everyone comment. Let me know if you guys, or let us know if you like this new twist of Sweet 16 of, a certain topic. We'll do more in the coming weeks, but this was Sweet 16 of the best 90s movies. Anything else?
IMDb has Shawshank at number 2, behind The Godfather. Schindler's List 3.
Where's Goodfellas on that one?
I'm trying to see if it's even on here. Goodfellas is number 63. Way to go, guys.
Wait. What list are you on? Is this on Rotten
This is
Tomatoes?
IMDb.
Okay, so is that critic score?
They
or
haven't-
Is that fan score?
That it's not critic because 62 has a lower. Yeah, I don't know if IMDb does different like how they do scoring, or it's the meta. No, it's not the meta score either. I don't know how they do it.
If you made the argument, and I think you could, the best movie director of all time is Martin Scorsese. That is Martin Scorsese's best movie, not named Raging Bull, which you guys left off your 80s list, by the way.
I'm not. I tried to watch Raising Bull and I could not get into it. USA Today has Godfather 1 as 1, Godfather 2 as 2, Shawshank is 3, Goodfellas at 8, so a lot higher. Goodfellas at 8.
I do love that my favorite movie is number 1 again, The Godfather's mine. As referenced earlier, but yeah, there you go.
I always have a hard time determining which between Godfather 1 and 2 I like better. They're just that similar but that different.
Pretty good. They're pretty good movies.
I could argue that for an hour, but I know we don't have time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, would you argue a certain way, or you would go back and forth yourself?
No, I wouldn't go back. I actually...
You clearly think 1 is better?
I really do. I just have Godfather 2 is great, but I mean, I wouldn't even say that it was the best movie made that year.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, I mean, it's a great movie, and I love that the trilogy. 3's bad, but 1 and 2 are awesome.
Wasn't it The Office where Michael Scott said the Godfather 3 is the best, and the other 2 are like, eh? Yep.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, and gals, sorry.
Yeah. Are you trying to, scare away our female viewers?
No.
Or
Yep. So
I
next
know
We
your
did
sister was
miss
on
a
here.
League of Their Own. No one said a League of Their Own. I want to get that one in real quick for the ladies.
There's no crying in baseball.
You know what? I see. This is nothing against our current Dave, but Paniac says we kind of got this from the Dave Glover show.
Yeah.
We should get Dave Glover. You think if we wrote him, he would do it? He would call in and do one of these with us?
No harm in not trying. I mean, no harm in trying.
I get
Hey,
it.
I'm in sales. The worst thing you can hear. I mean, worst.
So
case
you're
scenario
still
is saying
selling.
no.
So you didn't ever close up on that. You said you'd never sold anything. So apparently, if you're still in sales, 5 years later, you must have learned how to sell things.
Well, 8 years later, but thank you.
Do you sell shower curtain rings?
I do, and that's how I get hotel rooms when I'm on the road.
There you go.
So, all right. So next week, a new story from Joe, potentially. We may have a new call-in or some call-in users. We'll see.
Hey, did you see the guy that I like throwing random stuff out? We talked about the Monopoly game. Did you see the special on the guy that he figured out how to beat the game Pressure Luck back in like the 80s or 90s?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
That's
awesome.
cool. That's a great special.
That's
And he did it
That's
legit.
Mm-hmm.
He did it legit.
Yeah.
Like, there was no cheating. He just figured it out.
Yeah.
He was clapping before the thing even stopped.
Yeah. And you could just see like the sweat, like the stress level in him goes up and the sweat beating, and it's just Pressure Luck. Good game. Whammy.
Whammy. No whammies. Okay.
You're trying to get us out of here. That's
I
fine.
am. I'm trying
Thanks,
to
guys.
wrap it up. All right. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave, for our call-in viewer. Hey, tell us if you like Dave. Get a comment.
Please don't comment on me at all.
If you watch this specifically for Dave, then subscribe. Hey, we're up to 31 subscribers.
Subscribe and share, guys.
Oh my God.
Share the love.
We might be experiencing a Dave bump.
Hey,
By the way, how many different friends do you have named Dave? Because I've heard you talk about. I mean, you have a lot of Dave friends.
Several. Yes.
He knows a lot of Daves, but only knows one McCoy.
I only know one McCoy. That is true.
He's the real McCoy.
The real McCoy. He's an
My
orphan.
God.
By the way,
do you know he's an orphan?
that's great.
No, Jim and Deb both
kidding.
listening.
By the way,
it's an old joke.
Yeah.
There's,
kidding.
I don't know where you're gonna put this poll or what you're gonna do, but maybe you tweet it. Do we have a Twitter account?
We will. I can get a Twitter.
Get
account.
a Twitter account.
Okay.
And we need to figure that out. But we need to answer this poll: Goodfellas or Shawshank? Better movie.
Okay.
You can do polls on Facebook too. Just saying.
Facebook. Do it.
I'll book the face and get Twitter and everything like that. So.
All right.
See you guys next week for a new episode, new Sweet 16, and potentially even a Tyler's rant. You saw a little rant today, but we appreciate it.
Everything's
Share,
going so well.
subscribe.
Actually, my rant next week, spoiler alert, Shawshank is better than Goodfellas.
We're not entertaining. Subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hit it
And
hard.
gals.
And gals.
Man.